Hey, gang.
Hello.
My name is Madeline,
I'm Olivia.
and this is another episode of the world famous Another Picture Show podcast.
Yes, we're taking the world by storm.
Yeah, so if you're not with it, get with the program. We will be your benevolent overlords before you know it.
So this is another bonus episode. We're not doing any particular film review this week, but we have a very special guest with us this week. My sister, Katie.
Hello.
Katie.
I gotta do it as like Madeline's impression of Edward. It's like, hello.
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 I am Katie. I am a human just like you.
Yeah, so this week we are going to be doing a movie musical draft. I would say that all three of us are big fans of musicals in general.
Big fans.
And so I know Katie and I grew up on musicals pretty exclusively.
I feel like I didn't listen to real music until middle school.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like most of my iPod shuffle was like just musicals.
Yeah, I would say the same. And we met Madeline through like theater and choir in high school. So
no, I was gonna say like, yeah, we met during a stage production. It wasn't a musical, it was just like a regular play. But I guess I wasn't raised like as intensely on musicals, I guess, as you guys were.
Yeah.
But I did a lot of like musical theater, like voice training. I didn't do a lot of like actual like theater. I did a lot of like vocal training. So a lot of my vocal training involved doing songs from musicals. Like that's more how I got into musicals and like how I got into like liking certain musicals. Yeah, but yeah, Disney Channel, like High School Musical, that was pretty much like the main musical in my life as a child. I also saw I think it was Rent and Cats. My mom had rented like from when we first moved back to the US, like right before we met. My mom had rented from the library like the stage like recordings of Cat and Rent. I fucking love both of them. I was like, I'm all about this shit. So that is my like background in enjoying musicals, and I've expanded that enjoyment ever since, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so just to clarify, you just cursed. Am I allowed to curse on this podcast?
Yes, you can say whatever you want on this podcast.
Okay, great. Because one time I was on my boyfriend's, well, at the time he was not my boyfriend, but he loved me. He had secret feelings for me. I went on his radio show in college, and I wasn't allowed to curse, but I was so nervous about being recorded that I couldn't stop cursing. And halfway through the interview, he kicked me off the show. So just want to make sure that's not going to happen again.
Oh, yeah.
We might kick you out halfway through just because, but not because you're cursing. I guess the gist of this draft, I have all of our names written down in a bowl. We are each in here 5 times. We're going to try and build teams of 5. To clarify, when we say movie musicals, in my mind, I'm excluding all like animated Disney films because that's just kind of like a cop-out. It's just too easy to like pull from. If you want to use the live action remakes, by all means, go for it. But
there goes my entire draft. It started with Tarzan, and then like the next 5 were Tarzan, and then it's just ruined now.
And also, when I say movie musicals, I don't mean stage recordings. So like the stage recording of Rent and the stage recording of Cats, unfortunately, do not count. So you have to use the film production of Rent or the film production of Cats.
Damn. Well, that puts a damper on some things. I'm going to hang up because I'm ruined now.
So I folded up each of our names like 4 or 5 times so that I can't see the names. But as I pull them out, you can make your first pick and we'll go from there. If I pull out Katie's name 5 times in a row, then Katie gets to fill up her whole team with all the best musicals right at once. And then Madeline and I will have to struggle to
grapple for the rest. You're lucky this is all via Zoom, or else I'd be like physically restraining you from selecting one of my favorite musicals.
Yeah, so when you give your pick, just kind of give us a short little story or reason as to why you're choosing that, and we'll go from there. So with that, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
I don't know. Let's just do it.
Katie's like, I'm backing out. Last minute.
All right, so our first person to pick is me.
That's bullshit. No.
I was like really banking on it. I mean, we all were probably banking on it being ourselves, but I was like, I'm totally gonna fucking get first.
Wow, this sucks.
So I'm gonna pick Chicago.
Ah, okay.
I
can live with that for
Can't believe
now.
you've done this to me.
So Chicago is my number one pick. I think it's probably one of the best movie musicals of all time. It's
obviously
changed the game when it came out, because I think before Chicago there was a really long lull in success of movie musicals. Like before that, it was like the last one that was successful was like the 60s pretty much, besides like Grease, but Grease wasn't critically acclaimed or anything like that.
When was Chicago filmed? Like
it was
movie made
in 2001.
When I wrote it down.
2002?
Oh, I didn't write it down yet. I don't know.
He was like, I'm coming in with all the facts. Never mind.
Just kidding.
I wrote down some of the times, but I guess
I think it was 2001 that it came out. Yeah, I mean the music is top tier. It's about women in prison, which is just an interesting premise on its own.
I just want to make out with all the cast.
Yeah.
Everyone on the cast, I'll just.
Except for maybe John C. Reilly.
Nope, he's included.
Oh, okay.
It's a great musical number.
He really pulls on your heartstrings. You just want to give him a big hug the whole time.
Yeah, a hug, but not lip to lip. You know what I mean?
You don't know.
I mean, I do it, so.
This is full of hot takes today.
Do you have anything to say about Chicago?
I have seen Chicago, and I really like the music. It's not one that I was obsessed with though.
Oh, really?
I have a lot more personal connections with other musicals in general. But of course, the iconic, Cell Block Tango, and I love the song Mr. Cellophane. I sing it a lot to annoy, everyone I know. It's it is a very good musical though. I am not surprised that it is somebody's number one.
I don't condone murder, but they make it look really good.
Yeah, all right. So next person, or next
cross that off my list.
Pick.
This is dumb.
Katie.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go with Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh
yeah.
That's a good one. I don't even have that on my list at all. I totally forgot about Little Shop of Horrors.
Not a true fan. It's such a cute musical. It mixes horror, kind of, I don't know. It's a murder alien plant mystery thing. So
sci-fi.
It's very campy.
Yeah.
It is campy, yeah. It's funny. The music's a bop. I love
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
As the dentist.
The dentist. That's a good one. It's good first choice.
Thank you.
All right. Next.
If I don't get picked, I'm gonna be very sad.
Katie again.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, well then I gotta go with the ultimate classic, Phantom of the Opera.
Ugh, I hate you. I hate you so much.
Mwah, what a beautiful work of art.
Chef's kiss.
I can and will perform it all by myself. I know every single word. I've watched the movie 1,000 times. When we said that Olivia and I were raised on musicals, specifically we're referring to the Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, it's not a children's movie.
No.
But I remember watching it so many times. And when you're growing up and your parents are like, oh, go play in the yard, go outside, whatever. We would go outside and play Phantom of the Opera.
We did. Julia was, our little sister was the Phantom most of the time.
That tracks.
He was always the bad guy. We would go on road trips and just belt this musical at the top of our lungs, no matter what.
Sing for me.
Yeah. Strongest storyline? Absolutely not. But all the costumes are beautiful. Gerard Butler's beautiful.
He was that Gerard Butler specifically in this movie was like definitely part of my sexual awakening as a child.
Y'all are really coming out of left field with some takes on these musicals. I'm learning a lot, and I'm not sure if we're all going to be friends at the end of this. Gerard Butler was your sexual awakening, specifically as like a half-burnt like psychopath in the
musical.
Is that
what's wrong with his face? I thought it was
just a deformity.
I thought he was in a fire or something like that, and that's what happened.
No, he was
face.
born deformed.
Oh.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter because his voice is beautiful.
I'm not saying it's not. I just think this is very, very wild.
Do you not like Phantom of the Opera?
Oh no, I don't dislike Phantom of the Opera. I think I like it more now that like as an adult I realize that Patrick Wilson plays the love interest, like Raoul, is that his name?
Raoul.
I don't know, because like I saw this like meme or something where you just see it's like many shots of Patrick Wilson in like all these famous movies, and somebody was like, he really is like one of like the actor with like the greatest range, and yet he refuses to be famous or something like that. And I was like, I really love that about Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, so I forget his name all the time, but I'm like, that's
yeah, exactly. Like you see him in a movie and you're like, I know him, and then you never remember his name. That one guy.
He can catch a ghost.
Raoul, because that's what I know him as.
Classic Raoul. No, I like Phantom of the Opera. Again, like, I saw that when I was younger, but I wasn't like, hot damn, this is my jam. It was not. It was, I mean, I didn't hate it, but I was like, that's cool. The whole place burned down, neat. I like it more as an adult than I did as a kid. I'll put it that way.
Which is fair. It's not a children's movie. I think this shows a lot about us more than you. So,
like I said, I'm learning a lot today. We've been friends for like 10 years, and this is bringing it all in, I guess.
All right, next. Madeline.
Ah, thank God, finally. Okay. No, I was really worried y'all were going to steal this because I warned Olivia when we were talking about planning this. I was like, I will physically assault both of you if you steal my number one, which is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, snaps.
I love Rocky Horror with every fiber of my musical being. I love Tim Curry. I can't get enough of him, but
he's like the perfect man.
He is the he is the ideal man.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
If you don't agree, you're wrong. There's no other way to work that one out. But when I was in college, for a hot minute, I did one of the Rocky Horror Shadowcasts, which is like, if for those of you who don't know, it's like when you're in a theater like after hours. It usually starts like at 11 o'clock or midnight, and they like project a movie onto the screen, and then they have actors, like people dressed up in the costume, like act it out while like in time with the movie, but they always throw in like fun stuff like live effects. So if it's like raining, they'll like take little squirt bottles and like squirt you with water. If there's like, you get props, you can buy popcorn to like throw at the cast. Like it's really fun, and I really, really enjoy the experience. I really love Rocky Horror. It's always had like a special place in my heart. All of my friends and I've watched Rocky Horror together. It's like a good time.
And Meatloaf.
Yeah, and Meatloaf.
And Meatloaf. So weird. It's funny that you're like, oh, Gerard Butler, Sexual Awakening. Like,
no. You're judging us for Gerard Butler?
Yes. No, I think it's just like, I loved the song so much. Like, I loved Hot Patootie. Like,
that's my least favorite song.
Yeah, that's the least.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it.
I love Hot Patootie. It's not my favorite, but I love Hot Patootie. I just loved Hot Patootie. I think it's such a fun song, like to do during the Shadowcast.
Okay,
So that's why I was like so into Meatloaf. Like especially when I was doing the shadow casting, I was like, I fucking love this song. I love Meatloaf. I love his voice. Like I was like all about Meatloaf. Like I don't know if I was like sexually attracted to Meatloaf.
You've already said it.
You already admitted that he was your sexual awakening.
Well, no, it wasn't part. I was like 19 when I did this. I did not have my sexual awakening like at age 19. I was a little younger than that, but definitely was like a moment where I was like, do I? No. But do I? So that is why my number one is Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That was cool.
So
classic. If I had been picked, that would have been my second pick. So you're lucky. You're lucky.
Yeah, I am.
Wow, it's like Olivia hates us. Doesn't want us to be happy.
All right, so Katie.
Katie's gonna have hers like booked, and then it's gonna be Olivia and I just like duking it out.
My third, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go with Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Ooh, that was on my list. Damn.
I like the like punkiness to it. I like Hedwig as a protagonist. Like she's just like a really cool person, but then she's edgy and punk and like angry, but her story just like I don't know. It's very emotional and it's really good at like I don't know. I just really enjoy the movie and I would love to see it on stage, but that's not what this podcast is about. So
full disclosure, I've never seen Hedwig.
You got to.
I know.
It's good.
I saw it once a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I remember liking it. Like I haven't seen it in probably like at least 5 or 6 years. Yeah, I remember liking it a lot. So I put it on my list. It was actually, to be honest, my number 5. So I was like, I don't remember this movie, but I like it. So, but yeah, I do agree. I think it's like a very like powerful show.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the stage production, so.
And all the glitter and the
boots.
Costumes, the boots, her wig. Oh, perfect.
All right. Next. Me.
Damn it.
My next pick will be The Sound of Music.
I forgot about The Sound of Music. I won't share my list. It's very embarrassing. Because I forgot about all these other musicals.
Yeah, I rewatched it recently and it holds up. It's very good. Yeah, Julie Andrews is just perfect in every way. I adore her. I adore her voice. I think Sound of Music it's a very sweet story. Yeah, so Sound of Music is my next pick. What do you guys think?
That is another musical I saw as a child. I think that's probably one of the first ones that I like remember watching when I was a kid. But it's like, what, 4 hours or something like that? It's a hefty.
Yeah, it's a long boy.
It's really long.
It's a journey.
A Sound of Music strip along, where kind of like what you were saying with the shadow casting, like the movie was going on in the background, but there were burlesque dancers on stage, like dancing to the songs. It was awesome. It was so fantastic, but we had to leave during intermission because they were playing the entire movie, and it's like a 4-hour movie. So we sat there for 2 hours, loved it, and then I'm an old person, so I had to go to bed. So I had to leave.
If I were to choose a musical to do a strip along to, I don't think Sound of Music would be the first to come
so
to
good
mind.
with the nuns and everything.
Oh,
really
that's hilarious.
Fantastic. And like just like in Rocky Horror, like the audience would call out and like shout things and stuff like that. So anytime what is his name? The little Nazi boy. Anyways,
Rolf.
The Nazi boy in Sound of Music, whenever he would come on screen, the audience would boo. And I was with someone who had never seen The Sound of Music before, so she didn't know he was a Nazi in the first half. And she was like, I don't understand. I like him. And I'm like, no.
We don't like him.
We don't like him.
He's a Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He's a rat, too. Anyway.
No, he's the worst.
Next. Katie.
Oh my god.
I think this is your last one, dude.
No, this is number 4, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm losing track because Katie's gone so many times.
We're gonna go with another childhood classic, My Fair Lady.
I've never
Audrey
seen My
Hepburn
Fair Lady.
in like a classic rags to riches story.
Mm.
We love an English romance. The
That's true.
costumes are beautiful. Yeah, it's like a really simple, again, not like a wow, that was so original, but it's, I don't know, it's just a really pretty film, and I grew up watching it, and I love all the songs. So yeah, it's like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, but in high aristocratic England.
The original Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
Which for some reason I did not put that on my list, and at this point I hate all my decisions.
Guess what I'm adding?
Okay. Next. Madeline.
Yay!
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This movie I actually saw recently. I saw it like last year. And it's like kind of I'm going to say it. It's Cabaret.
Okay.
Like Christina Aguilera, Cher.
You mean Burlesque?
Oh, Burlesque?
Oh shoot. Yeah, Burlesque. Sorry.
I was like, Cabaret,
and
that's
Burlesque.
very different. Very different.
It's funny. I have Burlesque on my list, but I got them confused. So I have Burlesque and Cabaret. So I have both, but I'm going to go with Burlesque because I already said.
Interesting.
Okay.
Both are taken. So Burlesque. Sorry, my bad.
I've never seen Burlesque. What, like, is it like Cabaret or is it its own?
Well, it's about a cabaret show or like a burlesque show. It's like a cabaret burlesque show, kind of like hybrid, I guess, because it starts. Christina Aguilera like leaves a small town in like the Midwest somewhere. I don't really know where it is. She goes to Los Angeles. She finds a burlesque club, and she like basically begs to work there. Gets like hired, and then she like is kind of part of this like revolution to like save the club because it's going out of business because like I guess burlesque shows are not that popular anymore, which I'm like, that's a disappointing fact that burlesque shows are not very popular these days. But I would be, if I was there, I'd be like, the number one patron. They'd be like, leave, please. You're making everyone uncomfortable. And I'm like, more feathers.
Cher would personally see you out.
Yeah. So Cher is the club owner. She owns the club. And that's how she plays. And like, I don't know, this, like, of course, Christina Aguilera has a beautiful voice. It's just like, it's like one of those cute, like, feel good in a weird way, like feel good movies. Like they're like trying to save like the burlesque club. And what the heck is her name? She plays, like, she voices Anna in Frozen.
Kristen Stewart? Or not Kristen Stewart. Not Kristen.
Twilight reference. We got it in there.
Okay. All right. Okay. I know James from Twilight is in Burlesque. He's the
yes. He is.
I wasn't far off.
He's the love interest.
Yes. Kristen Bell. That's what I was talking about.
Yes, Kristen Bell. She's in, and she's like the antagonist. So.
Really?
Mm-hmm. She's in it as like one of the dancers who like is like always on like drugs and alcohol. So like Cher like gives her the boot, and then she like does some crazy shit to like endanger the club or whatever. So
I'm
it's
invested
good.
in this. I gotta watch it.
It's good. I mean, it's not like it's not like a strong musical where it's like every other like scene is a song, but like Cher sings in it, Christina sings in it. I think Kristen Bell sings in it. I don't remember, but people sing, so I call it a musical.
All right, next. Me.
Okay.
I'm going to choose Moulin Rouge.
Oh.
Take that, Madeline.
No.
Audience can't see Madeline's face, but she is not well.
Don't do it.
She's been
Take
crushed.
it back.
No, I will not. It's it was kind of the first step in the revival of the movie musical, like before Chicago. It kind of, I think it came up before Chicago. I'm not remembering my history correctly, but it was like the first one to kind of be like, oh, remember the movie musical and how it could be like really good. That's what this one is, and it's, very different stylistically than most up until that point. There was a lot of covers. It's very flashy. It's very campy. It's very dramatic. I mean, movie musicals could be dramatic, but
it came out in 2001, though. I will throw that out there, that little nugget.
So it was like right before Chicago.
Yeah, Moulin Rouge came out, and Chicago was like, we can do it better. And
that was like, as a child, like a classic sleepover movie we would watch was Moulin Rouge. I think I've seen it probably like 15 times. Like,
I know the one song makes Katie cry like every single time.
Every single time. I was watching figure skaters skate to it. Like, it started out, I think they were doing like a Moulin Rouge like compilation or whatever. Like, it was a bunch of mashup or whatever it's called. So they were starting with like all the other songs, and then it ended with that one, and I was like, oh my god, what is my problem? Like,
you're like choked up.
Come What May for clarification.
Yeah, Come What May. Such a good song. If you're not listening to it right now, pause this, go listen to it, have a good cry, come back, because it's worth it.
Yeah, the elephant medley, just...
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that one's my favorite.
Ewan McGregor is just so adorable in that movie. Yeah, so I snagged that as my number 3. Next.
It's fine.
Madeline.
Yay! Okay. This is gonna be y'all are gonna make fun of me a little bit. Mamma Mia is...
No! Oh, gross. So bad.
Okay, first of all, you're not wrong. Like, I'm not saying it's good. But there are multiple reasons that I've selected Mamma Mia as my number 3. One, I was raised listening to ABBA.
Yeah.
So I love ABBA. I've never seen the stage production of Mamma Mia. I've only seen the movie.
That makes it worse.
I'm not saying they do the songs justice. I'm not claiming that at all. I just love the story. And the story has a lot of potential. Of course, like, Pierce Brosnan looks like he's about to like blow a gasket every scene. Like, when he was singing SOS, I was like, as a child, I was probably like, I think it came out when I was like 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was watching, I was like, is he gonna die? Like, is he okay? Because he's like, his face is red, like veins are popping out. I'm like, he is not a singer. I don't know why production, casting wanted him to be in this musical so bad. Anyway, so I love this. I love the concept of the story. I love Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
And I love Colin Firth. I would die for Colin Firth. Him and Tim Curry are probably like the 2 actors I would like take a bullet for.
No one's asking.
If they're hearing this, hire me as a bodyguard. I will literally throw it all away. And I think like I just love like the Grease like setting, and just it's such like, and yeah, it's bad. Like, it's just not good. There are just so many moments where I'm like, you could have done better. You could have just had a better cast. Because I feel like besides Colin, I mean, Colin's not a great singer. Like, I'm not saying he is, but
Colin is perfect. He can do
Colin's perfect. He's just an alternative talent when it comes to singing. But like, if you kept, I mean, even Amanda Seyfried, like, she's good.
Yeah.
So if they kept like those 3 and replaced the rest of the cast with like better singers, probably would have been like a way better production. It's still corny. It's still like weird, but I kind of love that like they attempted, it was like one of the first, in my opinion, one of the first attempts to like take a popular band and take all their music and like sew it together into a story. Because they do that with Green Day. They've done it with Rock of Ages.
They did Jersey Boys with
Jersey Boys.
What's his face? I don't know
either.
The 4 Seasons.
Because it's animated, but I'm going to drop it anyways because it's relevant to this conversation. Romeo and Juliet. Flawless film.
That is a good movie.
I've never seen it.
It does not count in this
I know. That's what I'm saying. But they flawlessly cover like Elton John songs.
Yeah.
And it's really good. So doesn't count, but we had to drop it anyways.
We got Across the Universe, which is like Beatles.
I never saw that.
It's been done. But yeah, Mamma Mia I think is the most mainstream
Yeah. So it's like one of like the more popular attempts at doing that. So
what did you think of the second one?
Oh,
Here we go again.
It may or may not also be on my list.
No.
So I think Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. I hate this time it's like I hate the story, but I love that they pulled like more obscure ABBA songs. And they did Waterloo. Like Waterloo was like literally their first hit because that's what they won Eurovision with in like 1976 or something like that. They won Eurovision doing Waterloo. They didn't do it in the first one, so I was like, that's kind of a ripoff. Waterloo is one of my favorite songs. And then they did it in the second one, and I was like, and it was like baby Colin Firth, like his younger character or whatever, singing Waterloo. So I was like, you and I saw it together, I think.
Yeah, we did.
To see Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again together. Yeah. I think the story was dumb, but again, I just love ABBA music and I love Colin Firth. So I was like,
Colin Firth was the best part of that movie. Like,
yeah,
he saved that movie.
He carried the whole thing on his back.
He did. If he was not in it, then that movie would just be complete trash.
The one thing I did like about Here We Go Again was kind of like the story about young Meryl Streep, like Lily James, like as I forget the mom's name, but as like young Meryl Streep. I liked that part. Like that's where you got more of the more obscure ABBA songs was when she was singing, and I think she's so beautiful and so talented. I was like, I was here for her part of the movie, like the present day stuff. I was like, I don't need any of this. If they had just given me a whole musical about like what happened before the original Mamma Mia, I would have been way more satisfied. But they kept like, they were just like pulling at like straws basically to make like the modern part of the story fit. And then Cher shows, I love Cher, but like Cher showed up out of nowhere and she was like supposed to, so in the first, sorry, like this is going to turn into a Mamma Mia podcast for a hot second. So in the first Mamma Mia, they were explaining how like her mom was like super religious and like kicked her out. And that's how she ended up in Greece. Like when she found out, well, she was like traveling the world or whatever. She like visited Greece, loved it. But then when she found out she was pregnant, she was like sent, like she was like kicked out and she like went to Greece. So there's a lot of continuity errors in like the second one because like Cher is like Cher. I'm like, there's no way that this like sexy pop star, like, you know, singing fucking Fernando to this like random guy in the corner of this bar. She is like a hyper religious, like get out of my house if you're pregnant because that's a sin person.
Doesn't really seem like Cher's brand.
Yeah, I was expecting like if they're gonna hire or like cast anybody to be her mom based on the description from the first Mamma Mia, it would be like Judi Dench or something.
Helen Mirren should be great.
Helen Mirren, like somebody with like who's like more like severe, but like amazing,
still hot,
but hot, yeah, hot but like severe, and like could really bring that element to life because I thought that was very interesting. It's like, well, she had to start this whole new life because like no family support. She decided to just like up and go to Greece and live her best life with her child. I'm like, that sounds like fun. Sounds terrible, but it sounds like fun. So yeah, I have a lot of feelings about Mamma Mia.
All right. Me. Okay.
Is this your last one?
No, I have two more.
Oh. Carry on.
Suspicious.
I'm going to choose The Wizard of Oz.
Interesting.
Not because it's like, I mean, it's just a classic. Like I feel like I have to include some of the older classics in my list just to represent, you know? And this one is like super revolutionary film when it came out because of its use of color. We got Judy Garland. She's got to represent at some point in this list. She's just, you know, in everything and just a staple of musical film, musical theater, film history in general. Yeah.
When I first saw Wizard of Oz, I was probably like 5 years old and it terrified me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it made me really sad because like at the end, you know, when the wizard like takes off from the balloon and like you think she can't go home. I remember running out of the other room, and, like over my mom was in the other room, like doing whatever. And I run in and I was like crying. I was like, she can't go home. The wizard left. He's not there. She can't go home. My mom was like, go back and watch the rest of the movie. She was like, go and finish it. So of course I walk in just in time. She's like clicking her heels and she's like, there's no place like home. And I was like, oh my God. But it's
Kathleen's like, why did I raise such an idiot?
And my mom's like, you ever heard of follow through, kid? Like, you gotta finish it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my fourth choice. I'm sticking to it. Next, we've got Madeline. This is your fourth choice, right?
Oh boy. Correct. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go with Cabaret then because I was stupid and picked Burlesque earlier. I'm sticking with Cabaret.
For real, Cabaret.
I love Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli is in Cabaret. She is fantastic. I think I model a lot of my personality after Liza Minnelli sometimes. It's a little disturbing.
You know what I learned about Cabaret? Like, Liza was in the first, like, film of it, but the first, what is the name? Sally? The first Sally was Judi Dench. And
really?
Yeah, and apparently, like, her performance of it was just, like, so original and, like, so perfect for Sally. I mean, I've never seen her performance, so I can't validate this. But, like, that's what I've heard, that she was just, like, absolutely perfect for Sally. And then Liza took it and was also perfect for Sally, but yeah, fun fact.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just really like Cabaret. I think it's just so fun. And again, I love Liza. I'm sure Judi Dench would have been amazing as Sally, but Eliza's got my heart as far as Cabaret is concerned. So that is what I have to say about that.
So we each have one more, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
All right, down to our last three.
Oh, God.
Let's see.
I'm nervous.
Katie!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Bring it home.
I saved my most problematic for the last. Trying to choose between the two. I think I'm gonna go with Hairspray.
Damn you! Damn you!
Interesting.
The 2007 production of Hairspray. It's just so much fun. Like, it's just such a fun musical. Problematic, very heavy on the white savior, but it's just really fun. And Zac Efron is in it, and he's cool.
Got Queen Latifah,
like, yeah.
John Travolta.
I just love the cast for it. I feel like they cast it really well.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say Christopher Walken, fantastic choice.
Yeah.
Phil Pfeiffer. Like,
Phil
I could go
Pfeiffer.
on and on.
Oh. So I just really enjoy, and like, I live in Baltimore, so every once in a while you have to listen to Good Morning Baltimore. It's just it's really nice. I love that musical.
Yeah, that's another staple of, I think, our childhood. It came into our lives at the perfect time of, like, middle school, and you know, Zac Efron was like the guy. So
yeah,
see him in this another movie musical that wasn't High School Musical.
Yeah, he's only done a couple, right? He did Hairspray, he did like The Greatest Showman, and that was like really all the
music I forgot
that he did.
He was in that.
I've never seen The Greatest Showman. I just know he's in it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it
either. The music in The Greatest Showman slaps, but it's a not a great movie. I'll say that.
Also problematic.
Yes. But yeah, Hairspray, that was gonna be my next choice. So
I do like Hairspray. It's not on my list, but yeah, I think there's a couple. I think for Hairspray, the only songs that I really felt were like bops were Welcome to the 60s, and then the last song,
You Can't Stop the Beat.
Keeps spinning round and that one. I was like, I can't remember the name. I can only remember the entire song. I can only remember the whole song from start.
Take it away, Madeline.
Key changes and everything. Give me a beat. No. Yeah, so I think the rest of it, I think it was like definitely very heavy on like the white saviorness. Not that I really thought about that as a kid, but rewatching it, you're right. You're like,
It's just like it oversimplifies the problem. And then it's like, we're all fine and happy because we can dance together. And you're like, no. But it is fun.
It is cute. And I love James Marsden as the little host.
Yeah.
He was fun. And then he started
And Amanda Bynes was in it too.
It's just a great cast.
Yeah, I forgot about Amanda Bynes.
All of them.
All right. Second to last. Let's go. Madeline.
Yay! Okay. Mamma Mia too, just to spite you guys.
That'd be so tragic.
I have like the worst list. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Rent.
Ugh.
All right. Okay.
I know, I'm really picking like bad movies, but they're great musicals.
Yeah,
that's, like my approach to it, where it's like, yeah, it's not a great movie, but I still get emotional like when I listen to the soundtrack of like even the movie soundtrack. Like I think my favorite song is like the saddest one, which is the I'll Cover You reprise. Reprise, I don't know how to say the word. And it's like so sad, but it's like so beautiful. And the thing I love about Rent, which all musicals do, but I love it the most in Rent, is when they like overlap like past songs like into the current songs. They have like they have like the lyrics and like the beats of like one song and they're singing about something else, and it's just like it all overlaps, and it's like gives you those like chills that you get when you listen to like a really good song, like all the way up to like the top of your skull. That's how I feel every time I listen to Rent, like no matter what. Now the movie itself, hot dumpster fire. But it's funny because I think a lot of the people that were in the movie were actually in the stage production, which is so funny because I've seen the recorded stage production, flawless, hot fire, like not dumpster fire, but like hot fire. But then, then they transfer the fire into a dumpster and they call it a film. You know what I mean? So I just have so many feelings about Rent. It does also oversimplify like a problem of, classism and like the HIV epidemic and like, the whole bohemian lifestyle that existed in New York and still exists in New York as far as I'm concerned. I don't know much about it. I'm just going based off my knowledge of Rent. But it does a lot of shows do that though. They oversimplify issues, but at least in a way they're kind of like making you think about that. Like I thought about Rent a lot. Like the concept of like somebody coming in to like, what I'm assuming is like the concept of like a rent controlled apartment building, even though technically they weren't paying rent in the movie or in the show. And like, just like turning that on their head and like, oh, you have to pay like all of last year's like rent and this year and it's going to increase and like shit like that. Like I would react the same way that these people are reacting, but the problem goes beyond that one isolated scenario. You know what I mean? So it was one of those movies where I thought about a lot of things. Like I thought about like HIV epidemic, and I thought about like the relationship between Angel and the other guy. I forget his name right now. It's losing me. I'm lost. And then like even Mimi, like I didn't really care for her character, but like all of them like had their own individual problems. They're very complex characters, and it came to life really well in the show, but the movie just fell flat. So I love Rent.
You're so good at describing your movies. I feel like I was like, Hairspray, I like to dance. Moses.
And then bald somewhere. And that's
the
where
key's rambling.
I guess I'm the last pick.
Pick the name. Make sure it's yours.
Yeah.
It's me.
It is. I see it.
No.
It's Marley.
I'm trying to decide if I want to go in like a very obscure direction or if I want to go in like a because there's still lots of like classic movie musicals.
No, absolutely. It was hard to narrow it down to 5.
And all of my like top ones have already been taken. So I think I'm going to go a mix between sentimental and like nostalgic and like just obscure. So I'm going to go with Enchanted.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
100%. That's on my list. That's one of my backups.
really?
Oh,
I completely
good.
forgot about like all live action Disney musicals. Like I've seen so many, but they just like were completely, because I literally, to do this, I Googled like movie musical.
Yeah.
So I think when I Googled that, it was taking like stage productions that were made into movies, and that's what I based my list on primarily. So yeah, I completely forgot about like all like the fantastic films that are musicals.
Like we just have a fantastic cast. We've got Sarah Sarandon as the like, evil queen, and
So good.
she's hamming it up the whole time. You know, OG like movie musical performer from Rocky Horror, now the like evil villain in this Disney musical. We've got Academy Award winner / nominee. I don't know if she's actually won. Amy Adams. She's like so serious now, but like I know her from Enchanted. So
Yeah.
Talk about range, man.
Yeah, talk about range. It's just great. It's just the music's fun. It's you know, like a cartoon come to life.
Literally.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I appreciate about the movie though is that I don't think Patrick Dempsey sang the whole time.
No, he didn't.
And I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
There wasn't some like stupid, gooey, like romantic song, like duet or whatever between the two of them. And I don't
It's
know.
like true
I don't
to the
know
character.
if he can sing, so I was just like that's definitely just for me. Like,
yeah. So the only people that sang were from the cartoon world.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Did Susan Sarandon sing?
I don't remember. It's so bad. It's
my
choice, but I don't remember.
I think it was just like Amy Adams, the ensemble, and then like James Marsden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, way to carry a musical with like only two main people singing. That's pretty dope.
And Idina doesn't even sing.
No, she doesn't. Such a waste. Such a waste.
Does she sing that? Because I feel like what's her name? There's like the ending song, but I think it's by someone who's not even in the movie. I think it's by Carrie Underwood. Like the like finale song or whatever.
Yeah.
And
it's weird. They have all these super talented musical theater people in this movie that don't even really get to shine.
And yet they didn't even need them because it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how do we all feel about our respective lists? Can you like go through your list so that we just know what everybody had?
Oh God, I forgot. I had Hairspray, fantastic, and then Hedwig and the Angry Inch, My Fair Lady, Little Shop of Horrors, and Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, solid. Yeah. I'd say that's solid.
I think it's a solid list. I feel like it could take down at least one list, so that's nice.
My superb collection of musicals is as follows: Rocky Horror Picture Show, Burlesque, Mamma Mia, Cabaret, and Rent. And I stand by all of those choices.
Very like campy list, I'd say.
Yeah, but why not?
On brand. It's
on brand.
It's a solid list too. Okay, so my list: Chicago, Sound of Music, Moulin Rouge, The Wizard of Oz, and Enchanted.
I'm still so upset about Moulin Rouge. I'm still so butthurt about Moulin Rouge.
Should have been your first pick.
That is a good musical. No. I know, but I was so worried about Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
I was so worried about Rocky Horror that I had to like snatch that hoe first. So I did put another hot take as a backup.
Okay. What are your backups?
Well, you know Mamma Mia too. Here we go again. And then I also had Les Mis.
Oh, no.
Oh, I really did.
I mean,
again,
like,
I think it's
Anne Hathaway,
connection.
Incredible.
It's technically good. Like I wouldn't even say it's technically good. Like it's shot like a really bad music video. Like it's supposed to be this really grand, big, epic. Sorry, I'm like shitting on this on your choice, but like
it's a backup. It's fine.
It is a backup.
Like, big, grand, epic, like revolutionary story, but all of the shots are very up close and like there's no room to breathe.
Well, you gotta see all the like sadness in Anne Hathaway's face.
I know, but we get enough of that. But like
No,
on some of the bigger songs, like ABC
It could have been more
Cafe,
We could have been closer to her.
It could have been just her mouth.
And she still would have won an Oscar. Did she win an Oscar for that?
yeah, she did. She did.
Okay, yeah.
But like songs like ABC Cafe and like One Day More, it's supposed to be this big, like super dramatic, epic song, and it's just like super close up on everybody's face. You don't really get to feel the epicness of it. It's just like hopping from one close up to the next. It's like, okay.
I really had a soft spot for Eddie Redmayne. Like
I
know
did too.
His like voice like wasn't the strongest, but then again, he was like Russell Crowe is there, and you're just like, you're like, you're fine, boo boo. Like Russell Crowe's there to take the fall for bad singers. Like,
I rewatched it recently, and like when he falls off the thing.
So sad. Oh.
I think the sound effect for that was so bad. It was like, you crunch. Like,
oh god.
They just like cracked a bunch of celery into the microphone.
yeah, that was it. They cracked. Somebody was gnawing on a carrot, and like the sound guys were like, "Come
Keep
here."
that in.
This is
That's good.
Keep chewing as I hold this microphone to your mouth.
You're gonna win best sound mixing. Just
you are currently chewing Russell Crowe's death. You are revolutionary to this film. But yeah, I think it's me thinking about the musical and how much I loved the musical and like the music in the show. And then I'm like, yeah, like the movie, I think it's like of my selections, like technical wise, if I were to hazard a guess, it was probably the best one. But yeah, left a lot to be desired, but it'd be like that, I guess.
I'm just like super petty against Les Mis because people like to say that it's better than Phantom of the Opera, and I'm just like, no, that is wrong. That's incorrect, and I will die on this hill. So
I wouldn't say that, but I'm like I wouldn't go to battle for like, no offense, I wouldn't go to battle for either. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, Les Mis is way better than Phantom. I just like don't feel the need to compare them. You know,
you would just go to battle for Cats.
I would go, yes.
No.
I haven't seen Cats, so y'all are lucky I haven't seen it. Otherwise, this would have been the Cats podcast. And like the description of this episode would be like, Madeline commandeers this to talk about Mamma Mia and Cats. No one else gets a word in edgewise.
Gets the most listens of any episode.
Yeah.
All right, Katie, what are your backups?
Oh, honestly, I got a hot take backup. Labyrinth.
I've never seen Labyrinth, so I
never
think
seen
David
it. Val,
Bowie,
have you seen it?
Labyrinth.
David Bowie.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it's David Bowie. It's Muppets, and it's the mid-'80s. What else could you want? It's so good.
I mean, if you want to like have the closest experience to doing drugs without actually doing drugs, watch The Labyrinth.
It's so good. Is it the Labyrinth or just Labyrinth? I think it's just Labyrinth.
I thought it was The Labyrinth. Hold on, let's look this up.
I think it's just Labyrinth.
To Google.
I'm looking at it right now. It's Labyrinth. Man, that wig.
Ah, darn, you're right. It is Labyrinth. Anyway.
It's a great film. Everyone should watch it. Yeah.
You'll come out the other side a change.
I don't know if it's like a solid musical, but it is a musical, and I love it. So.
Any other backups for you, Katie?
Oh, I put Annie on here just for Tim Curry.
Annie, yeah.
Annie's a good one.
It's a cute one, and Tim Curry's in it. That was my, I think my first movie I ever saw with Tim Curry.
Yeah.
And he was just such a good villain.
Yeah.
It was either that or like Muppet Treasure Island.
Oh, that's true. Oh my gosh.
That's a good one.
Okay, so I didn't put it on here. I mean, I guess Labyrinth has Muppets in it, but it's not like Muppet, you know? But I wanted to put like The Great Muppet Caper or
Muppets Take Manhattan is
Muppets Take
backup,
Manhattan.
So that's
we're a Muppet family. I don't know how many times I can say the word Muppet on this podcast before you cut it
There's
out.
a Muppet counter. We cut you out as soon as you reach the max.
Yeah. Swinging Matches 5 and I've passed it already.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, you're just talking to yourself.
Good music.
Yeah, Muppets Take Manhattan is one of my backups. It's a whole musical. It's like literally there's a musical at the end of the movie, so like a stage musical at the end of the movie.
I also really I was gonna put the 1997 Cinderella on my list with Brandy. It's just such a diverse cast. It's like I'm pretty sure it's a classic Rodgers and Hammerstein, right?
It is.
So that's perfect. And then
We got Whitney Houston. So
Whitney Houston as a fairy godmother. Perfect.
It makes a lot of sense.
We don't talk about this movie enough. I think we're
gonna go watch it now that once we get off. I'm gonna be like, you know what I need to watch? Brandy.
So good.
I guess like West Side Story, Grease, Willy Wonka, Singing in the Rain.
Oh,
Willy Wonka was one of my backups.
About that as a musical, but it is.
Yeah.
Cheer
I would
Up Charlie
say
is the worst song.
Wait, what'd you say?
Cheer Up Charlie.
Oh, shit.
That's a terrible scene.
It's literally 10 minutes of her like stirring laundry and like him walking
she's just,
through the rain.
Stalking her son.
Oh yeah.
He's walking around in the dark, and she's like, "Why are you in the dark? Cheer up!" And
I mean,
the
best
audience
song
is like,
from that is "World of Pure Imagination."
We've got "Singing in the Rain." We've got "Mary Poppins."
Mm-hmm.
Got newer ones like "The Greatest Showman" and "La La Land." Into the Woods.
I did not enjoy it.
The only good part of that is what's his name? Chris Pine singing.
The Prince
and they're
song
like
is
ripping
fantastic.
their shirts off, and they're like,
Agony.
"Hey!"
Agony. That's a great song.
It was like almost too confusing for me to enjoy it though, because I was like, what's going on? And they're like, tearing their shirts open or whatever. They're like, I'm in pain because I'm in love or whatever. And I'm just like,
they're just they're saying whose life is worse.
Yeah.
Into the Woods is an awesome musical. Like the stage production is like great, and Sondheim, of course, great. But I was really bummed out that I didn't enjoy the movie.
Well, the movie, it's like, it works
on
on the stage because there's like an act 1 and an act 2, but they're two completely like different stories, really.
Yeah, they are.
It doesn't really work in the movie because the one arc ends and you're like, all right, that's the end of the movie, and then a whole other movie starts, and you're like, oh, this is like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah,
I think that's why I partially didn't like it, was because I didn't think it was very cohesive. I wasn't a big fan, but probably the stage production is much better suited for audiences to enjoy.
I think another honorable mention was Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Oh,
it's obscure, but it's great.
Never heard of it.
Snaps. It's Angela Lansbury.
Oh, love her.
Yeah, and the dad from Mary Poppins.
And Witchcraft.
And Witchcraft, yeah. There's animated animals.
Imagine, it's World War II.
There's Nazis.
Escape London.
Oh, man.
Go to the countryside, and they go to live with a witch, and they travel around on a enchanted bed. There's animation in this film, and it's great.
A mixture between like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and Mary Poppins. It's like a mix between those two.
Which you didn't know you wanted, but it's good. It's good stuff.
It is good. Yeah, so that was our movie musical draft. Is everyone happy with their lists?
I mean, I guess we'll see how many people drag me in the comments, but I'm ready.
I'm going to be making a bunch of anonymous accounts and just going to town on Katie.
Katie has hairspray on her list. She's such a bigot. Like, I can't even.
I mean.
Ooh, she's from Baltimore. She thinks she's so cool.
It's a fun movie, guys.
Well, I guess we can wrap it up here. I'm going to plug the podcast because I feel like at the end of every episode, we don't even say like where people can find us. So
that's a good idea.
We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on YouTube, we're on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Instagram at Another Picture Show and on Twitter at Another Pic Pod.
There's literally no excuse for you not to follow them at this point. Like,
and we're having
you're unstoppable at this point.
So hopefully Katie will come back on at some point and do another bonus episode or a movie review with us if she feels so inclined. But otherwise, say goodbye to her forever.
Oh. Okay, goodbye.
Well, Katie, considering you're not always in the sphere of my podcast life, I will never speak to you again until you come back on the podcast. So
this is fair.
Stay safe. Stay safe out in these streets.
Okay, I'll just go now.
That's
all
I got for you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, see you next time. Bye.